Hey everyone, Kit Nagy here for Nagy on Sports, bringing you a new video for Keys breakdown to Week 2 as the Browns face the Texans in First Energy Stadium, and couldn't be more excited for this game. Again, Browns football is back, so excited. Week 2 coming, and lots of exciting football yet to come. But without further ado, let's get into some keys here for the game in First Energy Stadium, starting with the offense. So with the offense for the Browns, really need to play within their identity. That's going to be my first key here, and that really is, what makes you good. It's the marriage of the run of the pass. It's the bread and butter plays, making those things high efficiency and kind of the making sure that you're running those plays to the peak performance, if you will, and that opens up other opportunities within the game, so long as you are, the things that make you good are successful, and making sure that you are executing those at the highest possible level. So play within that identity. What got you this far and as highly regarded as an offense is going to be very, very important in this game. Second key to this game really is to clean up those pre-snap penalties. We saw quite a few of those really against, really far too many against the Chiefs in Week 1. And Kevin Stefanski's not going to be happy with that. So we expect and should expect those to be addressed in this week of practice, and should see that come to fruition hopefully for the Browns on the field. And obviously the playing at home is a different environment. I mean, the crowd should be loud when your defense is out on the field, and then obviously pull it back when the offense is out on the field to give them the opportunity to hear. But that's an important part of the game, and certainly look for that to be a lot more sharp this week playing against the Texans. The next key here is going to be playing ahead of the sticks, and I mean positive plays when you're out there on the field, making sure that you keep moving the ball forward, not taking those backward steps, and again, that's part of that pre-snap penalty piece of it. And also penalties in general, trying to avoid those penalties on offense. It's going to be very important for us to be successful, though, against these Texans, to make sure that we're staying ahead of the sticks and driving the ball down the field and being productive and efficient with our touches. And then the last piece here is really to be aggressive and to stay aggressive in the game. I know last year and last season, the offense got at times felt like they took their foot off the pedal a little bit, and partly that was because of the defense. And partly that was because the offense, or the defense didn't have the speed that we expect this year, but also the offense really potentially feeling like they weren't capitalizing at every moment, and keeping that aggressive mentality is going to be very important for our Browns in this game. Partially because doing so here will set the stage and continue with that. No matter who you're playing, staying focused and staying aggressive in the game, starting with the play calling, but then going through the entire roster is going to be very important. Setting that tone here and now, no matter who your opponent is, having that aggressive mentality that you're going to go out there and really stick it to them and make sure that you're taking advantage of all the opportunities out there on the field. Moving right ahead, we'll get into the defense. So the first thing I'd like to see here that's going to be a key to the game is going to be capitalizing on the turnover opportunities. We had a number of them against the Chiefs, but against the Texans, we really need to get that going for this defense. There are going to be opportunities where the ball will be kind of in a position where the defense can take it away. We just need to find ways to capitalize on those opportunities this week, and really getting that, setting that stage again, just like on the offense, we're setting that stage with the offensive aggression. We want to set that stage with the defensive turnovers. So not just getting your hands on the ball, but finishing with getting your hands on the ball and taking the ball away. That's very important. Getting that set now for this, that mentality now in this game is going to be very important. And again, will set up your offense for more success. The next piece for key to this game is going to be really contain their best player. Obviously, that's Brandon Cooks. He's got a streak of over 130 yards that he's been on for several games now, and that's very, very impressive. But that's obviously that you're going to want to try to take him away. I think this defense can do that to prevent him from going over, seeing those kinds of numbers. But they're going to look to get him the ball, and it's going to be on this defense to find ways to take him out of the game. The next key here is going to be assignment football, making sure that everybody is playing their assignment. That's gap discipline. That's making sure that you're in the correct position at the right time, correct coverages. All of these things work together. And really what I'm talking about here is we really don't want to see any hero ball. We don't want to see guys out there that are with busted assignments trying to be the hero out there, because that leads to chunk plays, and it leads to missed tackles and mistake-ridden football from the defensive perspective. It's really important, in particular, to note that you have to trust your teammates in order to do that. That if you're playing your assignment, your teammate next to you is playing their assignment, and that's part of really what this defense gelling is going to be. How we're going to really know that is. That is taking place, that defensive gelling on the field. So that is something that we should look to see, that assignment football is really out there on the field and making good defensive plays together as a unit, and everybody trusting each other. And hopefully we'll start to see that start to come together, in particular this week against the Texans. And then the last piece here I have for the defense is to get to Tyrod Taylor. Tyrod Taylor is an elusive quarterback, and he's got a good arm. He doesn't turn over the ball a lot. Although we Browns fans remember when he was playing in that 2018 season for us, that when you can pressure him, and because he didn't have a great offensive line in those first few weeks of the season for the Browns, when you can pressure him, and teams did, that he can throw interceptions, and he can be sacked, and those things will happen. So if we can get that pressure on Tyrod, make him uncomfortable back there, we have the D line to do it. We just need to make sure that we are pressuring him pretty much as consistently as possible throughout this game, and that will make everything that much better on defense and set up all those opportunities that we were talking about before. So on special teams here, a couple of the keys here to talk about. The first thing I'm going to really harp on, I know Kevin Stefanski will have harped on, is the no mental mistakes. Really, it's, and in particular, we're talking about what happened with the punt for Jamie Gillen. That was, the drop itself is not necessarily a mental mistake. That's physical. You drop the ball. It happens. Don't want to see it, but it happens. The mental mistake is where he then, I think he panicked a little bit, ran with the ball, and that's just a massive mental mistake. Can't have those kind of mental mistakes. So we're looking for, mental mistake-free football from the special teams, and that's not just Jamie Gillen, that's everyone. And then the last piece of that goes into the penalties as well for the special teams unit, at large, making sure that we're minimizing penalties on special teams, because those tend to be very brutal. But then the last key I have here for the special teams is really kind of to put the pieces together to spring Felton. All of the elements were in place in order for him to have big returns in week one, and he couldn't quite get there. One of his opportunities was a missed cut on his, cutting off the wrong foot, really, on his part, really well blocked. If you listen to Coach Prefer's presser talking about that, that's kind of what happened there. But then we've got that we've had other opportunities where Felton did everything that was right, but the blocking wasn't quite there to spring him loose. So we just really needed to put it together, because it seems like he can be very, very explosive for us in the special teams if we can put all the pieces together and get the blocks in the position and get everyone together in that unit to play as one. It's early yet, but if we can start springing him early in this season and establish that kind of trend on the special teams, that could be really, really powerful for us as we move into the season and later into the year for the Browns. Overall here, some keys: be the better team. This is clearly a better roster than the Texans have. Yes, the Texans are 1-0, coming off of a big win against Jacksonville. But and the Browns obviously are 0-1 playing against the Chiefs, but that's a bit of an apples and oranges comparison here. There's really no comparing the Chiefs to the Jaguars and the kind of the dysfunction that's happening in Jacksonville right now as compared to the arguably best team in the NFL with the Chiefs. So those records aren't really what they appear, but you have to play like play to go 1-0, no matter who your opponent is. So in this case, the key here is you have to play as the better team and not play down to your opponent. In this case, you have to play at that high level that makes everyone think that you are in fact the better team. And then the second key here for overall is to make sure that we have 60 minutes of quality football. We have to make sure that we're not, like we talked about, letting up off the gas, but also just that mistake-free football, 60 minutes. We talked about that in the Chiefs game. There were just a few moments in that game where we really kind of lost our opportunity to win that game, even though we had them in the position where we should have won at several points. But that's because we needed to have 60 minutes, not 57 and a half or whatever it ended up being, where just that little bit of time where those mistakes really came at crucial moments and affected the game. We can't have that, and we have to make sure that we are kind of meeting that standard of that 60 minutes of full minutes of quality football. And then the last piece here is probably most important to us, the fans, but also important for this team. We really get to get this fan base behind the Browns. I know they are, but really just welcoming the Cleveland fans and the faithful back into First Energy Stadium, really with a performance for the fans, because the first home opener for the 2021 season with a very good team. It's the fan base missed out on the opportunity to see this team live for the most part, because so few were permitted to see the games. Now we're going to have a packed First Energy Stadium for once, and this is a great opportunity to really feel the energy of the fan base and really put it out there. And that to me needs to be a statement game, and I think we can do that. So I'm picking the Browns in this one. Obviously, I think it's going to be not particularly close, but I have the Browns winning this one 35-17. We'll see how that shakes out in our sim. We'll see how close the game ends up being. I think that roster-wise and what you're looking at for the Browns would make you believe that the Browns should come out of this one well ahead. So we'll see that in the sim, and then we'll get to see that. We'll get to see that in the 1:00 game for the Sunday matchup against the Texans. Welcome to Cleveland. So. Thanks for all our subscribers and supporting us. We very much appreciate you, both the new subscribers and old subscribers. You've been very faithful, and we very much appreciate that. We do have a Discord channel. Feel free to join us, where we chat all things Browns as well as NFL, and we also vote on our games of the week. And all of the links, or the permanently open link to that Discord channel, is available in the description of this or any of other of our videos. So please feel free to join us. We'd love to have you, and we'd love to have you chat with us anytime. So without further ado, I'll get out of here the way that we always do, by saying, Go Browns!